People are going to tell you, well, after all, she's your mother. After all, he's your father. Stop it. He loves you. She loves you. She paid for this. He paid for that. They love you. He must be having a difficult backstory. She must be having a difficult backstory. And that's the reason, she vented out on you. So just relax and chill and give her some time. She's all right. She loves you. A mother can never think bad for you. A mother can never do bad for you, and all that BS that we get to. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the reasons why, victims of narcissistic abuse often live in disarray. Yeah, why their lives are, disorganized, very messy and cluttered. Yeah, we are going to talk about that. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So, it's, something on a psychological level. Yeah, when you are experiencing narcissistic abuse, it might not be physical. Yeah, I mean, if you meet with an accident, you might have an injury that people can see. But when you are you know raised by narcissistic parents, or when you are in a narcissistic relationship, there might not be physical scar or evidence that you are being abused. All of it happens on a psychological level. Yeah, it's on a mental level, emotional level, and nothing is there on the physical level. In some of the cases, yes, you can see physical evidence as well, but in most of the cases it's on a psychological level. So there is no evidence, yeah, with the help of which you can actually prove your situation, that I am being tormented, I am being abused, and I feel miserable. Yeah, because there's no physical scar in our society. There is a set standard that you need to have injury or a physical scar in order to blame someone. Yeah, that someone has hurt me, or someone has uh, inflicted this and this, and done all of that bad stuff. You need to have a physical evidence to produce in front of the others, and only then people will label your situation and experience as legit situation and experience. Otherwise, everything is brushed under the carpet. Yeah, people will say, well, you are just imagining things, well, you're just thinking way too much, you are just being oversensitive, you are just making things out of thin air, because there is no physical evidence. Yeah, so it's better that you work things out, it's better that you talk things out. People will not take you seriously, and that's the reason a lot of these victims of narcissistic abuse are blamed and shamed. Yeah, whenever they reach out for help, whenever they try and expose the narcissist, whether it's the narcissistic partner or the narcissistic parent, society doesn't help or support these survivors, these victims. Instead, society gaslights them. Yeah, society tells them, well, you feel things in a certain way, but that's not how things are in this world. He's paying your bills, your mother is taking care of your school fees, your food, your shelter, your mother is doing so much for you, and you are saying that you feel suffocated in that home. You are saying that your husband is not treating you right, but he is feeding you, he's giving you clothes, he's giving you everything. Yeah, so there is no physical evidence, and lack of physical evidence uh, makes it very difficult for the survivors and victims of narcissistic abuse. And to tell you, society in general enables and supports and rewards narcissistic individuals and narcissistic tendencies and behavior. Yeah, so don't expect anything from others, don't expect anything from the society. If you're in the difficult situation, you will have to navigate all by yourself. Maybe you can take help of a therapist, but otherwise don't think that somebody is going to come and rescue you. You are the one who's going to rescue your own self. No one else is going to come. Instead, they are going to further gaslight you. Yeah, because society doesn't want you to heal, society doesn't want you to come out of the narcissistic relationship. If they are going to help you heal, if they are going to help you come out of narcissistic relationship, who's going to enable them? Who's going to come forward and support them, embolden them, and enable them? when they reach their prime, when those, nascent narcissists, become full-blown narcissists, who's going to enable them? So society in general enables, narcissistic individuals and narcissistic behavior and tendencies. So, nobody is really going to support you. People are going to support the narcissist. I mean, it's a difficult thing to swallow, but this is how things are in this society, in this world. Yeah, no one is going to listen to you. Instead, they are going to gaslight you, shame you, blame you. They are going to blame you for not forgiving the narcissist. They are going to, shame you for talking about, your family issues out in public in front of the others. There are lots of, different ways with the help of which, society, silences, the victims, and, empowers and enables the perpetrator, the narcissistic individual. So now coming to the topic, why is, the lives of, victims of narcissistic abuse in disarray? It's very disorganized, it's messy. Why is it that, their lives are always, in a mess, very chaotic, messed up, disorganized? Yeah, they live in disarray. Yeah. So what are the reasons? The first reason is erosion of self-worth, with constant gaslighting, with, constant minimization, invalidation, and devaluation. You really lose all your self-worth and self-esteem. You lose a grip over your sense of self. Your sense of self, in a way, never really develops when you are in narcissistic relationship, or when you are raised by narcissistic parents, because the entire, agenda is to keep you away from discovering your own strength. The entire objective is to keep you away from embracing your authenticity, becoming, your true self. They don't want you to do that, because if you embrace your true self, if you embrace your authenticity, if you, connect with your authentic self, you might not, remain on hook. You might just leave them. Yeah. And you might not tolerate all that BS. So narcissistic individuals, take help of gaslighting, minimization, invalidation, devaluation, and, they do this on a regular basis. Yeah, slowly eroding your self-worth and self-esteem, and as a result of which, you are an individual whose prime duty is just to please your abuser. Yeah, please the narcissist. That's it. You forget about yourself. You don't engage in self-care. You are disconnected from your authentic self, and you are simply trying to be the version that pleases the narcissistic individual. Yeah. And as a result of which, it's all very chaotic. You are simply waiting for the instructions. You are not, fixing things on the inside. You are not taking care of your own self. You are not taking care of your life. Everything is in a royal mess. Your life is all about pleasing the narcissist, and when you leave that narcissistic individual, or you go no contact, still all of those things, are carry forwarded. Yeah. It's not that, you begin to develop your self-worth, self-esteem, and confidence, and you connect, with your authentic self, the moment you, leave the narcissist. It's not an easy journey. It's a rough ride. So yes, erosion of self-worth is one of the reasons why, lives of, victims of narcissistic abuse is in, disarray, disorganized, and it's really messy, because they are not into taking care of their emotion, taking care of their feeling, taking care of their experiences, taking care of their health, taking care of the things around them. It's all about the narcissist. Yeah. And when you spend a lot of time, with a narcissist, you are attuned in such a way, you are programmed and conditioned in such a way that, that becomes your default setting, that, you have to shape shift and you have to serve the narcissist, and that's it. I can survive anyhow, but let me do what's best for the narcissist. I can, compromise and adjust, and I can, sacrifice this and that, but let me do what's the best, for the narcissist. Let me please the narcissist and not please my own self. And as a result of which, others can see that your life is a royal mess. You don't take care of your health, you don't take care of your belongings, you don't take care of anything. It's a royal mess. Yeah. And this is because you are just programmed in such a way that you just wait for the instructions. Your life is all about pleasing and serving the narcissistic individual. To hell with your own life. Yeah, your life's goal and mission becomes to please the narcissist and be the version that serves them. That's it. The other reason why victims of narcissistic abuse often live in, their lives are, very disorganized and messy, is because, they are in, constant state of, chronic stress and anxiety. The environment is unpredictable. They are never able to experience, calmness. Yeah, because narcissistic individuals don't want you to, sit back and relax and be calm and, enjoy the serenity. They don't want you to get into all that. Yeah, because if you get into all of those, modes, you might, somewhat, reconnect with your authentic self. Yeah, you might have a lot of questions and you might explore. Yeah, so they create chaos and drama around you to engage you. Yeah, to keep you busy. They might be good, for some time, and then again, they might, mistreat you. They might, torment you. They might harass you. They might abuse you. So narcissistic individuals really don't want you to be calm and, enjoy peace. They want you to be, stuck in that fight and flight mode. Yeah, and that's how they are able to, control you and manipulate you and mold you into, the version that serves them. With chronic stress and anxiety, your nervous system is dysregulated. Yeah, and if your nervous system is dysregulated, I don't think, you would feel like going out for a pedicure, or you would feel like, arranging your closet, or you would feel like, doing something. When my nervous system was dysregulated, I was just in that survival mode. I was just, going out there, making money, eating any shit that I was getting hold of, and then coming back home and, just sleeping. My house used to be a royal mess. Wardrobe was mess. Everything was mess. All paperworks were haywire. It was all disorganized. I was just messed up over here. And, often, I used to wonder, how will I overcome this? But again, I was still stuck in that survival mode. So, the cycle was, on and on and on. And I was, just, surviving, somehow making money, somehow, feeding myself with whatever that I was getting hold of. And that's it. My place, the rented accommodation where I used to stay was a royal mess. And I never used to call individuals at home. I was, so shy, and I used to feel bad. Yeah, as to what, others would say if they, drop by, at my place. They will be, really traumatized to see the state, in which I live in. They might not like it, and they might, profile me or label me, or they might just leave me. They might not, continue the friendship or relationship with me. So I always used to keep people away from, coming to my place. And one of the reason was because everything was so disorganized, messed up. Bottles were here and there. I never used to, clean the garbage bin on a regular basis. Oh God, it was a royal mess. Now when I, think and, look back, I often wonder how I was surviving, how I was living in, that kind of a situation. But, that's what, chronic stress and anxiety does to you. Yeah, narcissistic individuals don't want you to be stable, calm, and peaceful. They keep creating chaos and drama. Yeah, and, that's how they engage you. Yeah, they are able to harvest, whether it's a positive feedback or a negative feedback. They want a response from you. Yeah, so they, mess things around, and they mess you on an emotional and psychological level as well. Yeah, and that's how, they have you on hook. So yes, chronic stress and anxiety is also one of the reasons why, the lives of, survivors of narcissistic abuse is, in a royal mess. Yeah, I mean, my life was, in a royal mess. It was very disorganized, really horrible. But, only when I, decided that I need to do something about it, and, when I, got in touch with a therapist, and then things started, changing around. Yeah, I started, choosing what's best for me. I started organizing things. Yeah, otherwise you're stuck in that state. I'm telling you, like, after leaving my narcissistic family, I mean, for 5 6 years I was in that mess. Though I was away from them, I had gone no contact, but still, there was a mess here, there was a chaos here, and it was all reflecting, you know on the things around me. So, you have to, push yourself. You have to decide that now I need to put an end to all this misery and mess, and, all this disarray. I need to, clean things. I need to organize things. I need to make things better. Yeah, I deserve better. I don't deserve this kind of a life. You have to do. Nobody else is going to come and tell you that, do this and do that. People are going to come and tell you, and then they are going to profile you behind your back. Oh, she's such a royal mess. I don't know what's wrong with her. I think she's lunatic. She's, suffering from some depression or something, or maybe she's an addict. People, will vehemently label you, and they'll, get rid of you. And they will not help you. It's you who has to help yourself. It's you who has to, take the initiate and reach out to a therapist if you, want. Yeah, because therapists will, motivate you and encourage you to choose what's best for you, rather than just, be stuck in that, survival mode. The other reason why victims of narcissistic abuse, often live in disarray is because of cognitive dissonance. So victims are, often confused. Even, after going no contact with the abuser, they have a lot of this cognitive dissonance, confusion. How can, someone whom I love so much abuse me? Maybe I should have given him second chance. Maybe I should have, tried to work things out. There is a lot of cognitive dissonance. It's very difficult to accept that our loved ones can be our abuser. It's very difficult to accept. Yeah. And, when you are raised by narcissistic parent, it's next to impossible. It's very difficult. I mean, with your love life, with your relationship, you can, have this acceptance. But when you are raised by narcissistic parents, there is a lot more of cognitive dissonance there. Yeah, because they are also shape-shifting. Narcissistic parents are also shape-shifting. Yeah, they are doing everything possible to keep you on hook, and to, manipulate you and gaslight you. They don't want to let you go off hook. Yeah, because they bred you for a purpose and reason, and that is return, their narcissistic supply. Yeah, so they, work hard to keep you on hook compared to the narcissistic partner or narcissistic lover. Narcissistic lovers might, go out there and find a new source of supply, new victim. Yeah, if you leave them. With narcissistic parents, it's a difficult thing. Yeah, again they'll have to, find a supply source and manipulate them and condition them and brainwash them. Yeah, because they wanted loyalty, they wanted long term, harvest, and that's the reason they got into the breeding process. Yeah, because they were able to condition you, brainwash you, and manipulate you from an early age. Yeah, to be a loyal, dedicated, and devoted, slave. So, it's more difficult for narcissistic parents, when you go no contact, or when you, end your relationship with them. Yeah, it's very difficult for them to find new source of supply. As it is, they are, growing old, and they are not in their prime. So, the possibilities of getting newer sources of supply as it is reduces. And others might not tolerate their bullshit. Others might just, ditch them and leave them and just, isolate themselves. Yeah, might go no contact. Yeah, because, others might not, play along or tolerate their BS. Yeah, but the kids are going to tolerate every shit that the narcissistic parents throw at them, because that's how they have been trained. They have been trained to be an emotional toilet to their narcissistic parent. The kids have been trained to be a punching bag. Yeah. Plus the entire narcissistic ecosystem gaslights you. So if ever you, think of talking about the things that you're experiencing in your narcissistic household, people are going to tell you, well, after all, she's your mother. After all, he's your father. Stop it. He loves you. She loves you. She paid for this. He paid for that. They love you. he must be having a difficult backstory, she must be having a difficult backstory, and that's the reason, she vented out on you. So just relax and chill and give her some time. She's all right. She loves you. A mother can never think bad for you. A mother can never do bad for you, and all that BS that we get to hear. So, it's easy to get out of narcissistic, marriage and narcissistic relationship. But, it's next to impossible to, get rid of your narcissistic parents. Yeah. I mean, if you go no contact, then the most challenging thing that every survivor faces is, getting rid of their narcissistic parents from their head. Yeah. They occupy a lot of space in your head. They stay in your head rent free. And trust me, my narcissistic parents did stay in my head, rent free for a very long time. And, still I feel they occupy less, or you can say they occupy a smaller space, but they are still there. I have not been able to, completely get rid of them from my head. Yeah. So, cognitive dissonance is something, which keeps us, in narcissistic relationship for long. Plus, we are all the time stuck in that episode. Even though we go no contact, we end the narcissistic relationship, we are constantly living it in here. Yeah, we are stuck. And as a result of which, we are unable to focus on other things. We are unable to prioritize our own well-being, yeah, our own wellness. We are unable to do anything good for ourselves, because all of our emotion, all of our energy is occupied elsewhere. Yeah, we are just thinking whether I should have, given her another chance, I should have, given him another chance, I should have talked things out, I shouldn't have had gone no contact, I should have given another chance. And I don't know how my parents would be living without me. I think I had been a very bad child. I did a very wrong thing. A lot of guilt, shame, how society is. They also, come forward and gaslight you. So, we are, in that state of cognitive dissonance, yeah, long after, we go no contact. And if we are in narcissistic relationship, if we are in narcissistic family, narcissistic marriage, then of course there is, more of this cognitive dissonance. But when we leave them, when we leave the narcissistic household, or when we leave the narcissistic relationship, still, there is this cognitive dissonance. But, once you leave them, once you leave the narcissist, cognitive dissonance fades away. Yeah, you have less of this cognitive dissonance. With time, you have, a lot of, other awareness and realization. And as a result of which, you develop this radical, acceptance, and you accept the way how things are. And you are able to, get closure and give closure to a lot of, questions and thoughts that you have, spiraling in your mind. So yes, cognitive dissonance, reduces and fades away with time. But when you are with them, or when you come out, recently from narcissistic relationship or narcissistic family, I mean, there is a lot of cognitive dissonance, and as a result of which, your life is in disarray. You are unable to prioritize what's good for you. Your life is a royal mess. And it's all about, the relationship. Why did I leave? Why didn't things work out? I should have given another chance. Maybe I was the bad one and not my parent or my lover or my husband. So, there is a lot of confusion. And when you are stuck in that state of confusion, you won't be able to prioritize what's good for you. Your house will be a mess. Your closet will be a mess. Your paperwork will be a mess. All your, finances, everything will be in a mess. You will be eating any crap that you'll be getting hold of, because you are not, regulated. Your nervous system is dysregulated. You are stuck in that fight and flight mode, and you're just surviving. You're just buying time. That's it. Yeah. So, a cognitive dissonance is also one of the reasons why, victims of narcissistic abuse often, live in disarray. The other reason why victims of narcissistic abuse, often live in disarray is lack of, support and isolation. So we know there is a lot of victim shaming. Society enables the narcissist and tells the victim to remain in such relationship. So, when you are surrounded by such individuals, dysfunctional, toxic individuals, um, you will be stuck in that, miserable state. You will never be able to, heal if you are, surrounded by those individuals, because they'll keep on gaslighting you, they'll keep on pushing you into that narcissistic system. Yeah. So, you are, as it is, in mess, and you are surrounded by people who are, messing you up more. Plus, you know with all that, mess, you finally decide that I need to stay away from everyone, I need to isolate myself, to hell with everyone, let me just stay away from people. You start hating company, you start, hating, human interaction, you start hating humans. I was also there. So, by constantly being invalidated, gaslit, there was a time when, I really, isolated myself. I was like, I'm not going to heal if I'm going to be surrounded by these individuals. Yeah, and I had literally isolated myself. But yes, I was into reading, I was into exploring, I was into, nourishing my mind. And, I was in touch with a therapist. So all of that really helped me. Yeah. But for, those folks who have just isolated, out of frustration, for those folks, who have just isolated, because they don't want to be, labeled, shamed, or, victim shamed or blamed, you know, all those folks, might be stuck in that isolated state for long. And, by being stuck in that isolated state, or by, being, in that isolation, you might be, away from, potentially helpful individuals like a therapist or a friend who can take you to a therapist, or a healthy regulated individual who empowers you and who tells you to shed all of those, past baggages, and, heal and focus on yourself. You want, people to motivate you and encourage you. You don't want, individuals who will keep pushing you in that, toxic nonsense. So yes, isolation and lack of support is also one of the reasons why, victims of narcissistic abuse live in disarray. I mean, their life is disorganized. They are, as it is, isolated. They don't want to meet anyone, they don't want any kind of nonsense, they just want me time, and let me just be. I was there, everything was a royal mess, I was away from everyone. Yeah, but I was into exploring, reading, researching. So I was nourishing my mind, but I was away from humans, and, there was no human, who would, encourage me or motivate me. Yeah, all of them were, simply profiling me and gaslighting, me, and telling me that, you shouldn't have had done this, family is the backbone, all that BS. And, I decided to isolate myself, and, I was just there for some time. But yes, I was nourishing my mind, and as a result of which I started, seeking out help. Yeah, I, got in touch with a therapist. The therapist helped me, make, some friends, from the community, and, everything worked out. Yeah, I was able to, walk on, my path to recovery. Yeah, I was not stuck, alone, isolated. Yeah, but, who should we thank for all that? Of course, I, me, myself. I, took the initiate, and I, reached out for, help from the right, individual, not any random, individual or known person or friends or acquaintance. Yeah. And the other reason why victims of narcissistic abuse often live in disarray is hypervigilance. So you are constantly in that fight and flight mode, and as a result of which you are hypervigilant. Yeah, you are aware all the time. Yeah, because, deep within in your subconscious, you know that you have to do anything and everything to survive. Yeah, and as a result of which you don't prioritize yourself, you just prioritize the day. Let me get through this day somehow, let me do anything and everything to get through this day. Yeah, your nervous system is messed up, you are stuck in that state. Yeah, fight and flight mode. Some of us are stuck in that, fawning state, some of us are stuck in the freeze state. And, as a result of which, we are just locked into a mental state which doesn't allow us or permit us to sort things out in our life. We are constantly living here rather than living here. Yeah, if I'm living in present, I'll be cleaning my table, I'll be cleaning things around, I'll be, creating a nice healthy atmosphere for me. I will be taking care of the foods that I eat, I'll be cleaning my foods before cooking, I'll be, cleaning my body properly, I'll be taking care of my wounds, I'll be taking care of my health, I'll be taking care of the things that I put inside me, yeah, the foods that I eat. So when do we get to do all that? When we are regulated, when we are, soothed, when we are in a state of calmness, yeah, only then, we are able to, sort things out, around us. But if we are in that hypervigilance state mode, it's all about survival. Anyhow, just survive. Yeah, let me get through this day and that's it. Yeah, there are piles of clothes and books all disorganized and messed up, but we are not, interested. We don't have the energy and, motivation to get up and sort them out. Yeah, because we are here, we are stuck here in that state. Yeah, we have a dysregulated nervous system because of the narcissistic abuse, and as a result of which we don't prioritize, our affair, our things. We are just thinking why, all of this happened with me, why I was in such a relationship, why did I get into this relationship, for how long I need to endure this relationship, for how long I need to be in this relationship. We are just disconnected, from reality. Yeah, we are in a psychological state where it's all about our survival, where it's all about how do I need to get through this day. That's it. Yeah. Tomorrow we are going to see whatever happens, we are going to see tomorrow. But let me get through today. The other reason why, victims of narcissistic abuse often live in disarray is because of emotional exhaustion. So we are constantly trying to fix the narcissist, trying to explain them to treat us right and, behave well with us. We are trying to fix others. Yeah, we are like a fixer. We are trying to fix others. We are trying to fix the narcissist. And all of this is basically to, uh, tell them that, treat us right. Yeah, treat us, in a human way. Don't treat us like shit, don't treat us like garbage. But do these individuals care? The answer is no. Yeah, once you are in that circus, you will be abused, you will be antagonized, you will be, extorted, you will be exploited, and everything bad will happen, with you. Yeah, if you are a part of that circus. So, when we are in that, fight and flight state, when we have less options. I mean, if I'm in a narcissistic marriage and I'm financially dependent on my narcissistic husband, I have got nowhere to go. So how do I need to, plan things if I am supposed to leave the narcissistic husband? First, I need to, develop and grow myself financially, and only then I will be able to take care of myself. And when I'm capable of taking care of myself, then I can end the relationship and leave the narcissistic husband. But can I leave the narcissistic husband if I am, not capable of making a penny? No, I can't. I, will be having a lot of collateral damage. Yeah. And, that is the reason, a lot of the individuals are stuck in such relationships. Yeah. So, when you are emotionally exhausted, when you are emotionally drained in explaining people to treat you right, when you are emotionally exhausted, explaining yourself to others, when you are emotionally exhausted, by explaining your side of story, you will have no energy left to sort out your business, to sort out your shit. You will have no energy left because you are, emotionally drained. You are emotionally exhausted. Yeah. And that's what these narcissistic individuals do. They drain you emotionally, they exhaust you emotionally. Yeah. In order to do something, you need to have, that. Emotion. You need to put in your effort into those emotions. Yeah, I want to live a good life. Yeah, so I need to put in my, emotional side into, the things that I do to make my life better. I cannot have a better life if I'm not, giving my emotional input. Yeah, you need to put in all your heart and soul in order to do something good for yourself. But if all your emotion and energy is sucked out, if all your energy and emotion is consumed by the narcissist, yeah, you will not be, sorted in life. You will be messed up. Yeah, you will not be paying attention to your own self. You will not be paying attention to the things around you. You will just be in that rat race to explain your things, yeah, to explain them, to treat you right, to tell them and request them to treat you right, to, explain your side of story, to tell them to, see your side of story, your pain, your suffering, yeah, your point of view. You are just exhausted, and when you are drained, you are depleted, you have no energy to do anything else. And that's the reason we often, uh, live in that, state of disarray. Yeah, our lives are disorganized because we are emotionally exhausted. Why? And the last reason why, victims of narcissistic abuse often live in disarray is because of trauma responses. So lots of flashbacks, intrusive thoughts, emotional numbness, all of this really keeps you occupied over here. And when you are 100% occupied over here, you will, not be able to, engage yourself in any other physical activity. Yeah, you might be doing just the bare minimum to survive and get through. Yeah, so trauma responses are also, one of the reasons why, victims of narcissistic abuse, often live in disarray, because they are all the time over here. Flashbacks, intrusive thoughts, emotional numbness. They are exhausted, drained, and they have literally no energy left to do something which they like, to cook the meal that once they used to love, to go out and do things that they used to love doing. Yeah, you are drained and you have got zero energy. All of that traumatic experience, intrusive thoughts, flashbacks, you know, really is going on, on a never ending loop inside your head. And as a result of which, you are just living here and you are not living here. Yeah, you are not living in the present. Instead, you are living in that past. Yeah, and as a result of which, you are just, very disconnected and dissociated, from the present, from, things around you, from your present life. You are stuck in a state where you are ruminating, where you are having intrusive thoughts, where you are constantly having, flashbacks. So yes, I mean, trauma responses are also, one of the reasons, why victims of narcissistic abuse often live in disarray, why their lives are very disorganized and messy. Only when you are calm, you have been able to process your trauma, you have healed yourself, you will be able to focus on your life. You will be able to, stand up and get ready for yourself. You will be able to, get up and, push yourself to, do the best you can for yourself. Yeah. But if you are stuck here, it's very difficult. I was also there, and I'm sure you guys must have experienced all of these things as well. So yes, in case if you'd like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.